Welcome back to another episode of Road to Freedom. Now, I'm going to do something a little different today. I do want to stay with, how I came up in this whole thing. Start from the very beginning and get to current. But there are current events in the motorcycle world that need to be talked about if you're going to be doing any kind of, respectable moto vlog. So I am going to talk about motorcycles for the rich kids today, and that being Harley Davidson. I talked about this in a couple of Triple C motorcycle review videos. I believe the Softail Slim, I discussed this, but not at great length. I then put out a video about it that I took down because it was kind of a moto vlog video and I didn't have a moto vlog, and now I do. So I'm going to rehash this because it pisses me off. So Harley Davidson, if you're listening, when you canceled the Dyna, all the traditionalists that would buy a Harley were pissed because it's considered to be the working man's bike. Working class people are being priced out of your bikes. And yes, I am even talking about the new Softails. In fact, I'm talking specifically about the new Softails. You're pricing us out of your bikes. And yes, I would buy a Harley. I am in position to get another bike. I would like to have one in the next year. That might be wishful thinking. It might be two. But I'm getting another motorcycle. My top three that I'm looking at right now probably goes current Honda Goldwing / F6B, because when the new one comes out, the prices are going to drop on the old model, and then that becomes a bike for me because cost matters, and that's kind of the point of this thing. One of the there's two different Indian bikes that I like. If I could get one of the Indians without the GPS craziness, it would look nicer. I could still use my phone, which would be more effective anyway, and the price would be lower. Again, cost matters. And perhaps one of the new Softails, because let's face it, they look amazing and they ride amazing. But you're pricing us out of the market. So for all of those people that aren't into motorcycles the way I am and are looking to places like YouTube to try and figure out, I want to get a new bike, but I don't have all the information I need, pay close attention, because nobody at Harley Davidson is going to tell you this stuff. Let's do a comparo. I want to buy a new bike, but I'm a working class person in an economy where the working class person is being squeezed out of existence. And I don't live in a state where I can ride all year round. So this is basically a frickin' toy to me. This is a hobby. And I need to buy something I can afford. So I go online and I look at the new Harleys that everyone's ranting and raving about. And I'm like, wow, those look awesome. Let me go test drive one. And I do. And I test drive one and I'm like, that was an awesome experience. I want one. And I remember that this motorcycle, it only cost $13,000 on Harley Davidson's website. So let's talk about what that realistically means versus the competition, and why Harley Davidson's right now, as it stands, are for rich kids. So you looked at this Street Bob. It's a bobbed out motorcycle. What does that mean? A bobber is a war machine that Harley Davidson made during World War II that was stripped down after the war was over. Well, what does the competition offer? Well, they offer fake bobbers that you wouldn't be interested in. But they also offer something called a naked. A naked is Kawasaki's way, for example, of taking a sport bike, stripping it down, and making it more affordable and more pleasurable to ride than a sport bike, in hopes that the sales will go up price point is lower. It's stripped down. So these aren't really comparable bikes with the exception of the price. This is where they're comparable. Buy a Harley Davidson and get the absolute minimal that they can give you on a motorcycle for $13,000 plus. Or buy a Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha naked and get the absolute minimal that they can give you for a price. So, what do I mean by that? I mean, if you buy a Street Bob, first of all, the price is a frickin' lie. Go into a Harley dealership right now, look at the price of any bike they have posted, and look at the price tag at a dealership. When I looked at the Slim, people were yelling at me on my video, it's $16,000 for that. You don't know what you're talking about. And it was $21,000 plus, almost 22 on the showroom floor. Why? Because of how Harley increases their intake of cash. They sell you the Street Bob for $13,500, but if you want the color that we have on the showroom floor, well, then it amounts to about $15,000. And oh, you're gonna need a stage 1 kit, but don't worry, we already have it on this model, because if you're driving a Harley, it's got to have that sound. And now you're at $16,500, maybe $17,000, right? By the way, if you want to take your girl, like you could on that naked, on your bike, this would be a nice way to do it, but you're going to have to add a seat and pegs and the equipment to put the pegs on. Now you're at $18,000, and this garbage just goes on and on and on, right? You decide, you know, I want to ride it on the highway, and I'm gonna need to carry some stuff, so you put a windshield on it, and you put a sissy bar for your girl, and on the sissy bar you have this cool removable sissy bar that also has a rack on the back so you can carry stuff, and you're now paying $20,000 for a $13,000 motorcycle. And that is garbage. That is garbage. The people who buy motorcycles right now can't afford for that to happen to them. You want to sell me a $13,000 motorcycle? Sell me everything I need for $13,000, like Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda, and Suzuki do. What do I mean by that? If you buy that same naked I was talking about from any of those 4 companies, you get a bike that costs $9,000 to $11,000, and that is it. It comes with a rear seat that's crappy, but it's there. Pegs that are already there. Okay, the clutch work on this new Harley is nice, but the clutch work on this Suzuki is literally 1 finger. You can work your clutch with 1 finger. Harley cannot touch that. You're talking about a 3 to 4 cylinder bike, unless you really go cheap and buy a $9,000 Suzuki, $8,000 Suzuki, 7.5. Get a 2-cylinder. These bikes weigh over 100 pounds less than a Harley. All right, they're gonna blow the doors off of it in every way, on a straightaway, in acceleration, and around turns, which Harley's bragging about now because, well, their bikes actually turn now. Guess what? These bikes are up higher. Yeah, there's a trade-off. Harley is good because anyone can throw a leg over it. Anyone can control these new Softails at low speeds. These are great qualities about the new Softails, but the price point is insane. I'll buy this Japanese bike, I'll lower it. I'm short, I'll lower the bike. And for $11,000, you know what I'm gonna need to add to my bike? A tank bag. The whole $60. I'll get one for $80 that I can remove and throw on my back, and it becomes a backpack. Woohoo! Harley, if you don't redo the entire Sportster line and this garbage bike you call the Street, and build these prices in between $7,500 to $12,500, you're going to continue to lose market share to the Japanese. And that's before the electric bikes become commonplace. That's my rant on motorcycles for rich kids, Harley Davidson. This has been The Road to Freedom. This next episode rant. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again for our next episode. Maybe we'll get back to some of the stuff about my past and why this was important to me. But you know what? The price of motorcycles is important to me too, because I'm in the market. Like, share, and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. It does matter to me, because I am trying to put out a product that I get some feedback as to what the viewers want and how I can provide that to them. Have a great day. This is your boy Mr. G, and I'm out. Peace.